listening to the Holy Bible 1-Year Challenge with Master Storyteller Michael Wood, featuring the easy-to-read version and used by permission from Bible League International. Enjoy the show!
Hello everyone, welcome to day 135. We are finishing the book of Judges. And what an epic conclusion. And if you think about it, if they've done movies from the book of Judges, like the judge named Samson, why didn't they finish it? Why didn't they do Judges chapter 20 and 21 in a movie? Probably because it would be way over budget. The book of Judges ends with a cataclysmic battle between the tribe of Benjamin and the tribes of Israel. It's a combination of underdog story, with Benjamin only having about 25,000 soldiers to about 125,000 soldiers. But it's also a story of good old street level justice, the kind you see in those old Western movies, where the Israelites are going to gain vengeance for the rape and murder of the concubine from Judges chapter 19. But as we finish the book of Judges, we see things take yet another turn as the Israelites ask God if they can somehow bring the tribe of Benjamin back into the fold. And with a little love and a dash of kidnapping, they might be able to pull it off. And we're also continuing in the book of John. And we see Jesus continuing his deep discussion with the Jews. We never seen the rhetoric in the other gospels like we see in John chapter 8, as we get really detailed script, almost a word-for-word transcript of Jesus revealing the truth to the Jews, telling them like it is, and them fighting back with their religious pride. So stay with us to watch the battle of words. If you enjoy the show, visit me at patreon.com/storymaster. You'll find the link in the description box below. By contributing as little as $1 per month, you will enable me to continue this ministry, and you'll get cool rewards too. Together, we're going to get through the Bible in 1 year. Let's get started. Judges chapter 20. The war between Israel and Benjamin. So all the Israelites joined together to stand before the Lord in the city of Mizpah. People came from everywhere in Israel. Even the Israelites from Gilead were there. The leaders of all the tribes of Israel were there. They took their places in the public meeting of God's people. There were 400,000 soldiers with swords in that place. The people from the tribe of Benjamin heard that the Israelites were meeting together in Mizpah. The Israelites said, "Tell us how this terrible thing happened." So the Levite, the husband of the woman who had been murdered, told them the story. He said,
My slave woman and I came to the city of Gibeah in the area of Benjamin. We spent the night there. During the night, the men of the city of Gibeah came to the house where I was staying. They surrounded the house and they wanted to kill me. They raped my slave woman and she died. So I took her and cut her into pieces. Then I sent one piece to each of the tribes of Israel. I sent the 12 pieces to the lands we have received. I did that because the people of Benjamin have done this terrible thing in Israel. Now, all you people of Israel, speak up. Give your decision about what we should do.
Then all the people stood up at the same time. They said together, "None of us will go home. No, not one of us will go back to his house. Now this is what we will do to the city of Gibeah. We will throw lots to choose the men who will lead the attack. We will choose men from every tribe of Israel, 10 men from every 100, 100 men from every 1,000, and 1,000 men from every 10,000. These men will get supplies for the army. Then the army will go to the Benjamite city of Gibeah and punish those people for the terrible thing they did among the Israelites." So all the men of Israel gathered at the city of Gibeah, united and in agreement about what should happen. They sent men to the tribe of Benjamin with this message. What about this terrible thing that some of your men have done? Send those evil men from the city of Gibeah to us, so that we can put them to death. We must remove the evil from among the Israelites." But the people from the tribe of Benjamin would not listen to the messengers from their relatives, the other Israelites. The people from the tribe of Benjamin left their cities and went to the city of Gibeah. They went to Gibeah to fight against the other tribes of Israel. The people from the tribe of Benjamin got 26,000 soldiers together who were trained for battle. They also had 700 trained soldiers from the city of Gibeah. Among these soldiers, there were 700 who were trained to fight with their left hand. Each one of them could use a sling with such great skill that they could throw a stone at a hare and not miss. All the tribes of Israel except Benjamin gathered 400,000 fighting men with swords. Each one was a trained soldier. The Israelites went up to the city of Bethel. At Bethel, they asked God, "Which tribe will be the first to attack the tribe of Benjamin?" The Lord answered,
"The tribe of Judah will go first."
The next morning, the Israelites got up. They made a camp near the city of Gibeah. Then the army of Israel took their positions for battle against the army of Benjamin at the city of Gibeah. Then the army of Benjamin came out of the city of Gibeah. That day, they killed 22,000 men in the army of Israel during the battle. The Israelites went to the Lord and cried until evening. They asked the Lord, "Should we go to fight the people of Benjamin again? They are our relatives." The Lord answered,
"Go and fight against them."
So the men of Israel encouraged each other. They again went out to fight, as they had done the first day. The next day, the army of Israel again went out against the army of Benjamin. The army of Benjamin came out of the city of Gibeah to attack the army of Israel on the second day. This time, the army of Benjamin killed another 18,000 men from the army of Israel. All the men in the army of Israel were trained soldiers. Then all the Israelites went up to the city of Bethel. There they sat down and cried to the Lord. They did not eat anything all day until evening. They also offered burnt offerings and fellowship offerings to the Lord. The men of Israel asked the Lord a question. In those days, God's box of the agreement was there at Bethel. Phinehas was the priest who served God there. Phinehas was the son of Eleazar. Eleazar was the son of Aaron. The Israelites asked, "The people of Benjamin are our relatives. Should we go to fight against them again? Or should we stop fighting?" The Lord answered,
"Go! Tomorrow I will help you defeat them."
Then the army of Israel hid some men all around the city of Gibeah. The army of Israel went to fight against the city of Gibeah on the third day. They got ready for battle as they had done before. The army of Benjamin came out of the city of Gibeah to fight the army of Israel. The army of Israel backed up and let the army of Benjamin chase them. The army of Benjamin was tricked into leaving the city far behind them. The army of Benjamin began to kill some of the men in the army of Israel, as they had done before. They killed about 30 men from Israel. They killed some of them in the fields, and they killed some of them on the roads. One road led to the city of Bethel. The other road led to the city of Gibeah. The men of Benjamin said,
"We are winning as before."
The men of Israel were running away, but it was a trick. They wanted to lead the men of Benjamin away from their city and onto the roads. So all the men ran away. They stopped at a place named Baal Tamar. Some of the men of Israel were hiding west of Gibeah. They ran from their hiding places. 10,000 of Israel's best trained soldiers attacked the city of Gibeah. The people of Benjamin were fighting so hard, they did not see the disaster that was coming. The Lord used the army of Israel and defeated the army of Benjamin. On that day, the army of Israel killed 25,100 soldiers from the army of Benjamin. All of them had been trained for battle. So the people of Benjamin saw that they were defeated. The army of Israel had moved back because they were depending on the surprise attack. They had men hiding near Gibeah. The men who were hiding rushed into the city of Gibeah. They spread out and killed everyone in the city with their swords. Now the men of Israel had made a plan with the men who were hiding. The men who were hiding were supposed to send a special signal. They were supposed to make a big cloud of smoke. The army of Benjamin had killed about 30 Israelite soldiers. So the men of Benjamin were saying,
We are winning as before.
But then a big cloud of smoke began to rise from the city. The men of Benjamin turned around and saw the smoke. The whole city was on fire. Then the army of Israel stopped running away. They turned around and began to fight. The men of Benjamin were afraid because they knew that a terrible thing had happened to them. So the army of Benjamin ran away from the army of Israel. They ran towards the desert, but they could not escape the fighting. And the men of Israel came out of the cities and killed them. The men of Israel surrounded the men of Benjamin and began chasing them. They did not let them rest. They defeated them in the area east of Gibeah. So 18,000 brave and strong fighters from the army of Benjamin were killed. The army of Benjamin turned around and ran towards the desert. They ran to a place called the Rock of Rimmon. But the army of Israel killed 5,000 soldiers from the army of Benjamin along the roads. They kept chasing the men of Benjamin. They chased them as far as a place named Gidom. The army of Israel killed 2,000 more men from Benjamin in that place. On that day, 25,000 men of the army of Benjamin were killed. They all fought bravely with their swords. But 600 men from Benjamin ran into the desert to the place called the Rock of Rimmon and stayed there for 4 months. The men of Israel went back to the land of Benjamin. They killed the people and all the animals in every city. They destroyed everything they could find and burned every city they came to. Judges chapter 21. Getting wives for the men of Benjamin. At Mizpah, the Israelites made a promise. This was their promise. Not one of us will let his daughter marry a man from the tribe of Benjamin. The Israelites went to the city of Bethel. There they sat before God until evening. They cried loudly as they sat there. They said to God, Lord, you are the God of the Israelites. Why has this terrible thing happened to us? Why has one tribe of the Israelites been taken away? Early the next day, the Israelites built an altar. They put burnt offerings and fellowship offerings to God on that altar. Then the Israelites said, Are there any tribes of Israel who did not come here to meet with us before the Lord? They asked this question because they had vowed that anyone who did not come together with the other tribes at the city of Mizpah would be killed. Then the Israelites felt sorry for their relatives, people of Benjamin. They said, Today, one tribe has been separated from Israel. We made a promise with an oath before the Lord. We promised not to allow our daughters to marry a man from Benjamin. How can we make sure that the men of Benjamin will have wives? Then the Israelites asked, Which one of the tribes of Israel did not come here to Mizpah? We have come together before the Lord. Surely one family was not here. Then they found that no one from the city of Jabesh Gilead had met together with the other Israelites. The Israelites counted everyone to see who was there and who was not. They found that no one from Jabesh Gilead was there. So the Israelites sent 12,000 soldiers to the city of Jabesh Gilead. They told the soldiers, Go to Jabesh Gilead and use your swords to kill everyone who lives there, even the women and children. You must do this. You must kill every man in Jabesh Gilead and every woman who has had sex with a man. But do not kill any woman who has never had sex with a man." So the soldiers did these things. The 12,000 soldiers found 400 young women in the city of Jabesh Gilead who had never had sex with a man. They brought these women to the camp at Shiloh in the land of Canaan. Then the Israelites sent a message to the men of Benjamin, who were at a place named the Rock of Rimmon. They offered to make peace with the men of Benjamin. So the men of Benjamin came back to Israel. The Israelites gave them the women from Jabesh Gilead, who they had not killed. But there were not enough women for all the men of Benjamin. The Israelites felt sorry for the men of Benjamin. They felt sorry for them because the Lord had separated them from the other tribes of Israel. The leaders of the Israelites said, "The women of the tribe of Benjamin have been killed. Where can we get wives for the men of Benjamin who are still alive? The men of Benjamin who are still alive must have children to continue their families. This must be done so that a tribe in Israel will not die out. But we cannot allow our daughters to marry the men of Benjamin. We have made this promise. Bad things will happen to anyone who gives a wife to a man of Benjamin. We have an idea. This is the time for the festival of the Lord at the city of Shiloh. It is celebrated every year." The city of Shiloh is north of the city of Bethel and east of the road that goes from Bethel to Shechem, and it is also to the south of the city of Lebonah. So the leaders told the men of Benjamin about their idea. They said, "Go and hide in the vineyards. Watch for the time during the festival when the young women from Shiloh come out to join the dancing. Then run out from where you are hiding in the vineyards. Each of you should take one of the young women from the city of Shiloh, take them to the land of Benjamin and marry them. The fathers or brothers of the young women will come and complain to us, but we will say, 'Be kind to the men of Benjamin. Let them marry the women. We could not get wives for each of them during the war, and you did not willingly give the women to the men of Benjamin, so you did not break your promise.'" So that is what the men of the tribe of Benjamin did. While the young women were dancing, each man caught one of them. They took them away and married them. Then they went back to their land. The men of Benjamin built cities again in that land, and they lived in them. Then the Israelites went home. They went to their own land and tribe. In those days, the Israelites did not have a king, so everyone did whatever they thought was right. John chapter 8, verses 31 to 59. Jesus talks about freedom from sin. So Jesus said to the Jews who believed in him, "If you continue to follow my teaching, you are really my followers. You will know the truth, and the truth will make you free." They answered,
"We are Abraham's descendants. We have never been slaves. So, why do you say that we will be free?"
Jesus said, "The truth is, everyone living a sinful life is a slave to sin. A slave does not stay with a family forever, but a son belongs to the family forever. So if the Son makes you free, you are really free. I know you are Abraham's descendants, but you want to kill me because you don't want to accept my teaching. I am telling you what my Father has shown me, but you do what your father has told you." They said,
Our father is Abraham.
Jesus said, "If you were really Abraham's descendants, you would do what Abraham did. I am someone who has told you the truth I heard from God, but you are trying to kill me. Abraham did nothing like that, so you are doing what your own father did." But they said,
We are not like children who never knew who their father was. God is the only father we have.
Jesus said to them, "If God were really your father, he would love me. I came from God, and now I am here. I did not come by my own authority. God sent me. You don't understand the things I say because you cannot accept my teaching. Your father is the devil. You belong to him. You want to do what he wants. He was a murderer from the beginning. He was always against the truth. There is no truth in him. He is like the lies he tells. Yes, the devil is a liar. He is the father of lies. I'm telling you the truth, and that's why you don't believe me. Can any of you prove that I am guilty of sin? If I tell the truth, why don't you believe me? Whoever belongs to God accepts what he says, but you don't accept what God says, because you don't belong to God. The Jews there answered,
We say you are a Samaritan. We say a demon is making you crazy. Are we not right when we say this?
Jesus answered, I have no demon in me. I give honor to my Father, but you give no honor to me. I am not trying to get honor for myself. There is one who wants this honor for me. He is the judge. I promise you, whoever continues to obey my teaching will never die, they said to Jesus.
And now we know that you have a demon in you. Even Abraham and the prophets died. But you say,
Whoever obeys my teaching will never die.
do you think you are greater than our father Abraham? He died, and so did the prophets. Who do you think you are?
Jesus answered, If I give honor to myself, that honor is worth nothing. The one who gives me honor is my Father. And you say that he is your God, but you don't really know him. I know him. If I said I did not know him, I would be a liar like you. But I do know him, and I do what he says. Your father Abraham was very happy that he would see the day when I came. He saw that day and was happy. The Jews said to Jesus,
What? How can you say you have seen Abraham? You are not even 50 years old.
Jesus answered, The fact is, before Abraham was born, I am. When he said this, they picked up stones to throw at him, but Jesus hid, and then he left the temple area. Psalm chapter 61. For the music director with stringed instruments, a song of David. God, hear my cry for help. Listen to my prayer. From a faraway land, I call to you for help. I feel so weak and helpless. Carry me to a high rock where no one can reach me. You are my place of safety, a strong tower that protects me from my enemies. I want to live in your tent forever and be safe under the shelter of your wings. Salah. God, you have heard my promises to you, and you had given me the blessings that belong to all who serve you. Give the king a long life. Let him live forever. Let him rule in your presence forever. Protect him with your faithful love. Then I will praise your name forever, and every day I will do what I promise. Thank you, everyone. That was day 135. Join us for day 136. We begin the book of Ruth, and I'll be giving a detailed introduction. And in the book of John, Jesus heals a man born blind, and some Pharisees, guess what? They have some questions for Jesus. We hope you enjoyed today's verses. Be sure to leave us a positive review and to share this podcast with your friends and family. Please join us for the next episode as we experience the Bible in 1 year.
Did you know we offer online courses in creative writing, literature, and web design? Visit us at storymaster.online to learn more.